The story begins with a man named Kim, who was an expert at breaking into the most secure lockers and safes. His job was stealing valuable items and selling them off on the black market. He was so clever at what he did that even after pulling off over 100 heists, he had never been caught. One day, during one of his missions, he was getting ready to break into a high-security building to steal a gemstone worth millions. The safe holding the stone had several layers of complex locks, almost impossible to crack, but for Kim, it was a piece of cake. He successfully broke in, stole the stone, and slipped past all the guards without a hitch. But just as he made it out, disaster struck. He accidentally dropped the gemstone, and it shattered into pieces. All that effort, gone to waste. But Kim wasn't the kind to give up easily. He managed to carve a similar design onto another gem to make it look just like the real one. Then he headed to a well-known shop to sell it. But the shopkeeper took one look and instantly knew it was a fake. He refused to buy it. What the shopkeeper didn't know was that Kim also knew a secret. This very shopkeeper often dealt in fakes himself. So Kim threatened to expose him, and that scared the shopkeeper enough to go through with the deal. Kim's best friend Chong was also his partner in crime. Chong had a unique skill. He could hide explosives inside even the most ordinary objects. After the theft, Kim came up with a new plan to print fake currency notes. He made them look exactly like real ones, but there was a catch. If you poured alcohol on them, the ink would vanish. But when that plan didn't work out, Kim and Chong decided to rob a diamond shop that had jewelry worth around 3 crores. Pulling it off wasn't going to be easy. The shop was covered with CCTV cameras from all sides. They needed a skilled hacker to disable the cameras, so they brought in a guy named Lee. There were rumors about him. People said he once sold out his own friends to the police for money. But even then, Kim and Chong chose to trust him and made him part of their team. Later, Kim became close with a girl named Yuna. She was an expert in valuable gems and jewelry. The two went out for a walk, and Kim noticed a beautiful necklace around her neck, a gift from her father. After that, the two of them visited a jewelry store to get a diamond appraised. They found out that the diamond was worth lakhs. While everyone's attention was elsewhere, Kim secretly slid a bag under the sofa and then quickly left the store. Then, they went to another jewelry shop and got the same kind of diamond evaluated, and once again, it turned out to be worth a lot. This second shop was the one Kim had been planning to rob. He carefully observed everything, where the CCTV cameras were placed, how many rooms there were, and how many guards were stationed there. In the end, he calculated that they'd have just 10 minutes to pull off the entire heist. On the day of the heist, the bag Kim had left in the shop suddenly exploded, creating a huge distraction for all the guards. At the same time, Lee hacked into all the CCTV cameras, allowing Kim and Chong to sneak inside. He also disabled the alarm system so the guards wouldn't get alerted if anyone tampered with the safe. But the guards returned earlier than they had expected. Acting quickly, Chong broke into a nearby car and caused a scene to distract them. Meanwhile, Kim emptied the entire safe, stealing all the diamonds, and escaped unnoticed. Later, the three of them celebrated their successful heist together. The next day, when the owner of the diamonds heard about the robbery, he was furious. But at the same time, he couldn't help but be impressed. Despite the tight security, these thieves had managed to pull it off. That man was Cho, a wealthy businessman and a feared gangster, known for having killed who knows how many people. He was planning a massive robbery of his own, and he needed a crew as smart as this one. He had already tested several kidnappers and expert lock pickers, but none of them were good enough. Now he knew, whoever pulled off this diamond job was perfect for what he had in mind, so he ordered his men to find them. Over the next few days, they kept a close eye on every diamond shop in the city, and soon enough, they tracked down Kim and discovered where he was hiding. Cho met the three of them and offered a 5% commission to bring them in on his robbery. But they didn't really have a choice. If they refused, he threatened to kill Kim's entire family. Eventually, Kim agreed. That's when Cho revealed the plan. A shipment carrying black money worth around $18 million was arriving in Korea by sea. The port where the ship would dock had one of the most advanced security systems in the world. To help them with the heist, Cho gave them food coupons. He wanted all three of them to use these coupons as part of the plan to sneak in and steal the money. Kim immediately started making preparations. This was going to be the biggest heist of his life. Meanwhile, Cho met with Lee separately and offered him more money to secretly keep an eye on Kim and Chong, because, after all, how could you trust thieves? At the same time, the police were still searching for the diamond thief. From CCTV footage, they saw that Kim had left the stolen bag in a shop. They tracked him down through the address and raided his house, where they discovered detailed plans for another robbery. That's when they realized Kim was working with Cho. The day before the robbery, Kim and Chong went to the port. They planted explosives and installed devices to hack into the security system. On the way back to their hideout, Kim turned to Chong and suggested they betray Cho and keep all the money for themselves. But someone overheard their plan, going, or possibly Lee, and tipped Cho off. Cho was furious, but he decided not to act immediately. He still needed Kim, for now. After this, Kim went to meet Yuna, but she was furious about his sudden disappearance. When she wasn't convinced by anything he said, Kim finally told her the truth, that her father had been his mentor. Yuna's father, Park, was the man who introduced Kim to the world of theft. At one point, Park wanted to walk away from this criminal life and live like a normal person. But that very same day, his own business partner, Cho, murdered him. Yuna didn't believe any of it and stormed off. But soon after, Cho's men kidnapped her to ensure Kim wouldn't betray Cho. Then came the day of the heist. All the thieves successfully made their way into the port. Cho detonated explosives, creating chaos and distracting all the security guards. Seizing the opportunity, Lee hacked into the security system. The guards assumed it would take 40 minutes to fix the problem, giving the crew a perfect window. Kim and Chang now had plenty of time. They made their way to the vault, and Kim used his skills to crack the lock. Inside, a huge pile of cash was waiting for them. Without wasting a second, they started loading it into their truck, but they also replaced it with fake food coupons that Cho had prepared. Meanwhile, the police, alerted by the explosion, arrived and surrounded the entire port, making it impossible for Kim and his team to escape. Then, Cho himself showed up and pointed a gun at Kim. He had found out about Kim's betrayal. Cho showed Kim Yuna's necklace and told him that she was in his custody. To save her, Kim surrendered to the police, but before they could arrest him, he jumped into the water. The police started shooting at him from behind. One of the bullets hit him, and the bomb in his hand exploded. It seemed clear. Kim was dead. When Chang heard the news, he was heartbroken at the loss of his friend. But Lee, on the other hand, was happy. Now he would also get Kim's share of the money. A heated argument broke out between the two of them, and in a fit of rage, Lee stabbed Chang to death. Eventually, the truck full of money arrived at Cho's location. But when he opened it, he was shocked to see that it only contained food coupons. He couldn't understand what was going on. Then suddenly, he got a call from Kim, and Kim sounded perfectly fine. That's when everything started to make sense. It turned out, everything that had happened from the very beginning was part of Kim's plan. Kim wanted to take revenge on Cho for Park's death. So first, he hid a microphone inside the fake stone he sold at the shop, because he knew Cho often came there to buy things. Just as he had planned, Cho ended up buying that exact stone. After hearing everything, Kim realized that Cho was actually looking for a smart thief, so Kim deliberately stole the diamonds just to catch Cho's attention. All this time, Cho thought he was hunting Kim, but in reality, Kim was the one leaving clues for him. Lee, who was Kim's partner, was only pretending to work with Cho. The cops who came to arrest Kim? They were fake, and even the bullet that hit him was fake too. Meanwhile, the real police rescued Chang, who had been pretending to be dead. And as for Cho, if he got anything for all his efforts, it was just a slap in the face. To make it worse, Kim also tipped off the police about his location. The police raided Cho's hideout, and a fight broke out between his gang and the officers. In the chaos, Lee managed to break Yuna out of prison. Realizing his plan had completely fallen apart, Cho ran for it. At the same time, Kim's team drove off with a truck full of what looked like food coupons. At first, they didn't seem worth much, but then we found out the truth. These coupons were actually the same money they had stolen. When they were loading it up, they used Cho's counterfeit printing machine to turn the bills into fake food coupons. Now here's the clever part, if any alcohol spills on them, they'll turn back into real currency. So basically, the money was right in front of Cho the whole time, and he never even noticed. Finally, Kim rammed Cho's vehicle and handed him over to the police. After that, they went back to their hideout, poured alcohol on the stack of coupons, and turned them back into real money. Since they had just pulled off a major theft, Kim went into hiding for a few months. Then one day, he sent a bag full of money to Yuna so she could finally open the art gallery of her dreams in Dubai. Yuna eventually arrived in Dubai and displayed her necklace at a museum. While she was there, Kim suddenly appeared behind her. He told her that he loved her, but had just been waiting for the right moment to say it. And in his heart, today was that day. And that's where the story ends. If you had fun watching, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you.